everyone, welcome back to my channel. Does anyone want to know why Zunar, a famous cartoonist in Malaysia, who just drawing cartoon, causing him to be charged with sedition act? My name is Najama Kuno. Today, I'm going to tell you a story of famous cartoonist in Malaysia. His name, Zulkifli Anwar ul Haq. First of all, I want you to understand about what is the Sedition Act in Malaysia. Sedition Act. The Sedition Act was first introduced in Malaysia in 1948 by the British, who used it as part of a set of legal restrictions designed to silence dissent against colonialism and British rule. This memorandum analyzes the Sedition Act 1948 in light of international and comparative standards regarding the guarantee of freedom of expression act, word, or publications that insults the government or sultans of Malaysia are currently prohibited by law. It also prohibits citizens from inciting hate between race and religions, or question the special positions of the Malay minority and natives of Sabah and Sarawak. Those found guilty of sedition face fines and imprisonment for up to 3 years. Okay, for Zunar case, he is currently a cartoonist for an online news, Malaysian Guinea, and overhead newspapers, and winner of the Writers' Courage Award from Human Rights Watch. Zunar says he will continue to draw cartoons to criticize the country politics. The timeline for the case chosen, the harassment. On September 2009, his office was raided by the authorities. 500 copies of his book titled Gedung Cartoon were confiscated by the Law Use Printing Presses and Publications Act. On July 2010, 5 of his books, Perak Darul Cartoon, first found in Malaysia, Isu Dalam Cartoons, Volume 1, 2, 3, were banned by the Home Ministers on the ground that the contents are detrimental to public order, Law Use Printing Presses and Publications Act. On 24 September 2010, Zunar was detained and locked up for 2 days after the publications of his book Cartoonophobia. On 6 November 2014, 3 of his assistants were arrested and taken to the police stations for selling his latest cartoon books. On 16 November 2014, the webmasters who managed his websites and online bookstore were called in by the police for questioning. On 18 November 2014, the police have asked the online payment gateway that handle his books transactions to disclose the list of customers who have purchased his books through the official website. By Zunar's website, the company was given no choice but to disclose it. On 20 November 2014, Zunar was brought in for questioning to the Dang Vangi police station in Kuala Lumpur under the classified crime sections involving 3 different laws. On 28 January 2015, there was a raid of his office while he was on a speaking tour in London. More than 150 books were confiscated. On 10 February 2015, Zunar was detained and locked up for 3 days under the Sedition Act. He was accused to have tweeted seditious comments in relation to the federal court's decisions which upheld the conviction of opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim. The police opened up to separate investigations on him under the Sedition Act. One is on the tweet criticizing Mr. Anwar's sentence under the Defy Unit's classified crime, another on his cartoons books, Pirates of the Caribbean and Conspiracies to Imprison Anwar. On 14 February 2015, hundreds of the book rods in Kangkong Land were confiscated by the police from the printer's lorry and brought to the launching venue. On 28 February 2015, more than 20 policemen raided his launching event in Brickfields, Kuala Lumpur and threatened to detain him and confiscate the book. rust in Kangkong land. If he proceeds, he had to cancel the program. Until April 2015, Zunar was slapped with 9 charges under the archaic Sedition Act and facing possible 43 years imprisonment, and the court proceeding will start on 22 November 2016. On 17 October 2016, Zunar was banned from traveling abroad by the Malaysian government. He will file a legal proceeding to challenge the ruling. All of that involved with the threat against printers. They were informed that if they continue to print his books, their license would be revoked. How you guys think about the intellectual properties protections? On 8 April 2009, Zunar have made a report to the Malaysia Communication and Multimedia Commission regarding activities of his cartoons on social media. Zunar is a cartoonist with a political interest, therefore decided to combine the two. He has a talent for drawing and at the same time interested in the politics and social issues. He wants to use cartoon as a political tool in order to communicate and educate the public and to criticize the government. He always draws a lot about anti-corruption because the issue of corruption is never reported by Malaysian mainstream media. If it involves Prime Minister or Cabinet or government, all of Zunar did freedoms of expression and human rights. Many international news reports and other organizations support him, such as Amnesty International or UN Human Rights. Reporters Without Borders. Their pressure to the Malaysian government must stop misusing the sedition statute to stifle for speech. The unique words by Zunar is he will keep drawing until the last drop of his ink because of the opinion should not remain silent, and he hopes and wants to see the future of democracies of new generations in Malaysia. Anyway, the some contents of his drawing it was sensitive, like if it involved with the religion and the risk of stereotyping, because it doesn't focus on the persons. Malaysia is a multicultural. Everyone must respect the other trust. That's all for me. Thank you for listening.